Now, our first guest today is an actress, comedian and writer who played the hilarious Kerry in hit comedy This Country. She was also unmasked as Otter on The Masked Singer, and now she's joining us to explain why events in her life have left her with a fascination for all things ghostly. Please welcome, we're delighted to have her here, Daisy May Cooper. I can't believe you haven't been on Lucy before.
Oh, my God, only in my wildest dreams. God, this is real life, right? Yes. Can I keep this mug?
You absolutely can keep that.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Well, listen, we're thrilled to have you here. We're all big fans. Because I went in to see Daisy in makeup because I'm a big fan and went, oh, I'm so pleased to meet you. She went, no, I can't believe I'm here. And it was so nice to know that you watch Loose Women.
Oh, of course I do. If I die, this will be my heaven. I want to come here. Please.
Don't die.
Steady on.
Please don't die. Don't die in about the next 6 minutes. Yeah, because I'll have a gap in the show otherwise. But talking of heaven and ghostly things and things do you believe or don't you believe, your new book, I'm allowed to say this because I've checked.
Oh, can you?
Hexy Bitch. Only allowed to say it once, but that's what it's called. Hexy is something to do with...
spells.
Yeah. Spells.
Yes.
Putting a hex on
You said this book is the culmination of years spent wondering and dabbling, trying to sort out the real from the unreal. Why? Why this fascination?
Well, I suppose it started with my mum. When I was a kid, my mum lost her sister to a car accident when she was 30. And so I think it was her kind of desperation for validation that her sister had gone on somewhere, that she wasn't kind of lost forever. And as a kid, I was constantly dragged round to these, terrible psychics in the back rooms of, pubs where there'd be a raffle. I remember there was a raffle at one, and the main prize was Hoover bags. So it's just so mad.
It's just not mystical, is it?
No, not really. They would say really vague things like, I'm picking up someone who's got a budgie or a caravan or...
You've lost someone.
Oh, God, yes.
That's quite vague. Yeah. My grandmother.
Oh, good. Great-grandmother. But it was heartbreaking because it was watching my mum getting her heart broken sort of time and time again and
So did you get into it to almost find the answer for your mum?
Do you know what? I've never thought about it like that. But yes, I suppose I sort of
to bring
did.
her some peace, like, I'm going to find this for you.
Yes.
If they're not.
But also your childhood friend Michael Sleggs, who sadly passed.
Yes.
You said, if anyone's going to give me a sign...
Oh, my God, it's got to be him. But you know what was so strange? I mean, I didn't really have anything, but when Michael was dying, he was in so much pain and so much agony, but he was terrified. And he phoned me and he said, Daisy, I'm not scared anymore. I had this kind of angelic, spiritual kind of being that came to me and said, in 7 days that I would have a new body, which means that I'm either going to get better or it means that I'm, going to pass away, but I'll be free of this pain. And you know what? He died within...
7 days.
7 days. And I think that's extraordinary. There are so many things that you just can't... Explain. And anyway, I was kind of losing faith in it all. And while I was writing this book, and I said to Charlie, if anybody was going to come back and let me know they were all right, it would be him. And he hadn't. And then the next morning, me and my partner were in bed, and I've got to tell you, when Slugs was dying, he said that I said, what are you most gutted about, you're sort of missing out on? And he said, the Phoenix Festival, which was, he genuinely meant it was this, naff little festival in our town that he loved because it was free and it was within walking distance of his house. And there was a Guns N' Roses tribute act playing. And I said, you honestly, you're gutted about missing out on that? He said, yeah, I really am. So... me and my partner are led in bed, and it's about 7 o'clock in the morning.
Remember, it's half-term now.
And there's this banging on the bedroom door, and it's like a... Like, and I'm like, it can't be the cats. I mean, do they have knuckles? I don't know. And we both heard it. We've got cameras on the landing and stuff. Nothing. There was nothing. And he heard it as well. And my God, it turned out that was the day of the Phoenix Festival.
Oh, God.
But I mean, I just think that's got to...
Yeah.
That's got to be.
Well, listen, if it... Where's my tissue? But if, Daisy, I think that... Sorry, Kelly, just... I think that whether people believe or not, if you believe that, if that makes you feel good to believe that, if that gives you comfort...
But isn't that where that whole interest, like after the First World War and the Second World War, the whole interest in mediums and psychics and everything came from, was that so many people had lost people and it was inexplicable, that sense of emptiness that people had, and actually just finding any kind of channel. How much do you think that our desire to believe in ghosts and in the supernatural is to do with, like, filling a space that we just don't know anything about?
I mean, I'd like to think that I'm kind of good at debunking these things. And, you know, I'd had a couple of weird paranormal experiences before that happened, and I was just saying, well, you know, maybe I was, you know, nodded off for a minute, and that's why I thought I saw something. So if anybody's critical of this stuff, it's me. But having my partner there to kind of validate that had happened.
What that experience was.
And I don't know, there's been... And so many people open up about it. Like, I was doing a show with Bob Mortimer, who had a near-death experience where he said he, you know, literally came out of his body and he saw the white light. And there's, you know, an argument that people can say, well, you know, that might be a chemical that's released in your brain to help you kind of deal with passing over, like a sort of morphine thing. But how can you explain people that have been born blind and then have had this near-death experience and can say who's in the room, what they were wearing? I mean,
Listen, it is an absolutely fascinating subject. Obviously, you know, people believe or they don't believe. A lot of sceptics out there, we have to say that, but this is your belief.
Yes,
it's in the book. I mean, you said you were quite sceptical until you started doing this. Daisy May Cooper's book is out. I'm not going to say the title again. Anyway,
Hexy.
Out. Listen, we could talk all afternoon. Come and see us
Please
any
come
time
back.
you like.
Can I?
Oh, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.